Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here is the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome to today's show, to the third installment of Marching into Spring. And we're going to talk about hope. And hope springs eternal. It was a phrase that I heard as a kid, and now as an adult, I'm like, where did it even come from? So we can talk about that in a moment. First, let's start with our meditation. Let's anchor in the present moment. And so let's all receive a breath. And thank you for tuning in to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And I'm so excited that you are here to do some marching with me, it being the spring equinox, it being the first day of spring, hence my patterned flowers. This is my time of the year. This is my season. I love spring. I get to birth. I get to grow. I get to really just anchor in some truths of myself for me coming out of the winter and just allowing the fresh breath, the warm air that caresses. Oh, it's exciting and overwhelming, and hope has just been with me all week. And so I need to anchor me and you and us. And so we can have a really rousing conversation, or at least me with myself, about hope. So let's all receive a breath. The intention of today's meditation is to give you the space to sit in appreciation of the present moment. Let's take a break from the constant striving, achieving, and future thinking that can cause both excitement and stress. And let's also practice letting go of any thinking about the past that can cause anxiety, sadness, judgment, or even nostalgia. Future thinking and ruminating about the past can pull you away from the beauty and appreciation of the present moment. Of course, always honoring where you are right now will give you the confidence that you can create whatever future you want for yourself. So let's begin. So let's begin by getting into a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. And when you are ready, allow your eyes to close and make any adjustments you need so you can feel comfortable, alert, and relaxed. Bring your attention to your breath. And in order to practice keeping your attention here, simply silently count each breath as you breathe in your normal rhythm until you get to 10. Feel the warmth spread across your body as you melt further into relaxation. Focusing on your body take a brief scan from head to toe, identifying all the parts, noticing all the movements, or your physical abilities that you can appreciate right here and right now. Maybe saying a silent thank you every time something comes to mind. Take the next few moments or so to appreciate your body being in the present moment. If you find your mind wandering, bring your attention back to your breath. If you haven't already brought your attention back to your breath, do so now. And with each inhale, allow your body to hum with love and appreciation and come back into the present moment. Imagine a circle being drawn a mile around where you're currently sitting. Turn your attention onto everything within that circle. Perhaps it includes your living space, the trees, the animals, loved ones, your neighbors, or even meaningful locations. For the next few moments or so, let your mind scan everything within your circle and say thank you for each of the things you identify. Bringing your attention back to your breath, feel the warmth of love and appreciation for your surroundings. Receive a deep breath. Now imagine yourself in relation to the entire planet. See yourself in your corner of the world. So small compared to everything and everyone on earth. And also recognize how significant you are as a part of the whole of this beautiful, incredible human race. Be present in the moment, right here, right now. Take a moment or so to think about all the reasons to appreciate the world around you and say a silent thank you as you identify each of them. Perhaps your attention is for breathtaking places you've seen in the world, or people you love who are scattered in different countries, or even a deep appreciation for the moment in time you are living. Whatever you discover, take a moment to show appreciation for it all. Now bring your attention back to your breath and breathe in the warmth of the love and appreciation inside and outside of you. Notice there is so much greatness in your life right now. No matter what you're going through, no matter how you may feel today, you are always surrounded by infinite blessings. Now bringing your attention inward to the unidentifiable place that is your soul, where your inner self feels most at home. Notice you are connected to it all. You are a part of it all. The body, the local, the global, the universal, the deeply spiritual. And as you sit in appreciation of the present moment, of the magical truth that you are incredibly blessed, allow yourself to feel a deep sense of oneness and completeness with yourself and your life. And as we conclude, receive a breath. And another. And when you are ready, allow your eyes to open and come back into the present moment. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening and allowing. I love the meditation part of my show. It so anchors me and it grounds me and enables me to really be present for each and every moment. So when we come back from break, because we're going to take one in a moment, excuse me, we're going to talk more about hope and spring and change and leading us all towards what we want to birth. So I look forward to seeing you back in a moment. Thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, licensed marriage and family therapist and self-proclaimed life guide on the Inspired Choices Network. See you back in a minute.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. Yay. Woot woot. Thank you so much for listening to myself, Sharyn Nichols, Feel to Heal show. And I am full of hope today. Hope has been working me like nobody's business in such a good way. And I feel like I'm on repeat myself because each week sometimes I pick the topics, randomly. Sometimes it's in conversation. Sometimes it's the theme of the day. And so I decide to do a show on it. And I had so much fun being with the whole month of love in February that March into spring came to me. And so I now created 4 shows around spring. And today's show is titled Hope Springs Eternal. And when I was thinking about spring, that's the first thing that popped into my head. And I realized that it was something that I heard as a kid. I didn't really actually even know what it meant. I mean, as a child, I had no idea what it meant. And then I was like, oh, hope springs. There's that magic word, spring, eternal. I'm like, okay, so it's a proverb. And it is in human nature always to find fresh cause for optimism. And it was said by Alexander Pope, or probably written by Alexander Pope. And he is generally regarded as the greatest English poet of the 18th century, best known for his satirical verse and for his translation of Homer. He's the third, now this I found so fascinating, he's the third most frequently quoted English writer of the English language after Shakespeare and Tennyson. I was blown away by that. So maybe that's also why I kept hearing hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. I need to stop saying it because now I'm annoying myself. Anyway, I chose to talk about hope because we were talking about birthing something. And after we have done all of the nurturing and the watering and the feeding of it, we need hope that it'll actually work, that we can then sustain it. We hope that we will do a good job, that we will have the strength to give all that is necessary to keep it, our idea, alive. Because without hope, there is no change. And then there can be no change. There can be no growth without change. Hope. Hope is a belief one holds during difficult circumstances that things will get better. It is unique to humans because it requires words and thoughts to contemplate possible future events. So hope by its own very nature is optimistic and it encourages us to work towards goals of overcoming, which is exactly what the little shoot needs to do. It needs to germinate in the seed, going back to the acorn, and then it needs to push its way. It needs to crack open the acorn, its shell, and push its way through, and then go through the soil till it then can come up to the light, which is a goal. So we need to be optimistic. We need to encourage the work that it takes towards the goal and overcoming the work. So there's hope also has some sort of religious component to it. So I need to mention. So for those of us that believe in God, its religious meaning could be the trust through prayer that their future or your future will be protected by your deity. But the presence of hope is actually secular and universal, and it can serve as a personal beacon, much like that lighthouse beckoning us during periods of darkness and stormy seas. I just love that analogy because that's what hope is. Hope is a beacon. Hope can be a beacon of light. Because when all hope is lost, then what do you have? So there's always hope. There's always hope that things will change. And hope then can give you the courage and the space within yourself to move towards that change. Because things are going to change around you whether you want them to or not. So being more in control of how you feel about it is something that you have within you. So what is the true meaning of hope? Definition: to cherish a desire with anticipation, to want something to happen or be. So true hopes for a promotion or hoping for the best. Preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. How many times have you heard that expression? I say it all the time because you want to be prepared for all the changes that could possibly happen. You want to be prepared for all of the change that could happen and will happen. And again, that's where the control comes in. So if you can think of most of the possible outcomes and be prepared, that's hope. Hope then that you don't ever actually have to use any of those things, that you can just show up and allow things to unfold as they will, because things are constantly changing. They will. I mean, just as the seasons change, each day is a new day. Today, as I mentioned before, spring equinox, equal amounts of light and darkness depending on where you are on the planet. And it also marks the beginning of spring. For the next 3 months, we get to focus on birthing. So what do you want to birth? We're going to talk more about that next week. Why is hope so important? Hope is so important because it reduces feelings of helplessness and it increases happiness. It reduces stress and improves our own quality of life. Wow. I had so much hope for this show. I had so much hope for myself that it would all just come together. And so I prepared. I have some things to say, and then I have some things to riff off of and to rant about in a good way, because rants can be good. At least I hope rants can be good. So what is the spiritual meaning of hope? Hope is commonly used to mean a wish. Its strength is the strength of your desires, of the person's desires. So you can have a little bit of hope, you can have a lot of hope. And quite often I say I'm not being Pollyanna-ish, because to me, Pollyanna-ish would mean that I have so much hope that I actually can't see the truth. I can't see what's actually happening because I've taken it so far that I'm not anchored in the here and the now and in the present. And so I'm going to bring that back around to the present and the hope that I won't fall flat on my face. So I'll prepare myself to not fall flat on my face. And then the hope that something wonderful and beautiful and magical will just come out through me, as being present, as being one with the one, and just in the knowing of the truth of hope being optimism. And I would like to think that I am pretty optimistic, to the point where sometimes I probably annoy people because they're in the moment of sadness and wanting me to hold them there, which I can and will and do. Although there's beauty in that, there's still hope that they will move through. They will feel what they need to feel, and they will move through to the other side. The hope is with the breakdown that there will be a breakthrough. That's the optimism that I do carry. So hope to me is an emotion. It's generally accepted that happiness is an emotion. So therefore then hope and optimism are as well. Hope and optimism differ in that hope is situation specific and contingent upon one's own abilities. So you have a specific condition, and then you have an internal condition. So where's your hope? Where's your optimism? In terms of your thoughts and your ideas that you would like to birth, what is it contingent upon? Where do you need hope? So when we come back from break, because we're going to take a break in a moment, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about faith and hope. And thank you so much for listening, as we're just talking about hope and optimism. And now I'm going to throw in lightness, present moment, because hope brings lightness. To me, hope springs eternal lightness. See you back in a moment.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols. And just before break, we were talking about hope and optimism. So now I want to bring in faith, because are faith and hope synonymous? There is indeed a difference. Hope implies a desire on the part of the speaker, but without immediate expectation that the desire will be fulfilled. Faith implies expectation, but of a peculiar, I can't even say that word, peculiar sort, meaning faith, you put faith in someone or something else, be it God, the universe, one, whatever you subscribe to. And that's faith. Hope is about you. You hope. You hope. Even though I know I said hope is specific, situational. However, it's you are the one who has the hope. I mean, let's see, words are failing me for the moment. I'm going to come back around. Hope is the belief that circumstances will get better. It's not a wish for things to get better, even though we may wish things do get better. It's the actual belief and the knowledge that things will get better, no matter how big or small. So to have hope is to empower yourself in order to face the toughest of times and then emerge as a survivor. So some things that are really important. Faith is the belief that there is something bigger and more important than you. That's what I wanted to say. Whether it's God, a higher power, a child, a loved one, a mission, or a cause, it is a reason to go on, and it has nothing to do with just you. Faith. Gratitude, because we got to bring in gratitude. So gratitude is focusing on what you have to be thankful for, not what you don't have or what you've lost or what you want. So I have gratitude for hope. I have gratitude for my optimism. I have gratitude for myself and moving forward and the little baby steps. I have gratitude that I woke up this morning hoping that this show was going to happen with as much ease and grace as possible for myself. So, what are some qualities of hope? It's the way in which we think, in which our minds are interested, excited, strong, enthusiastic, proud, alert. Notice I brought that into our meditation to be relaxed and alert. also being inspired, determined, attentive, and active. So higher hope people experience such a positive, affective state, as evidenced by, I'm going to say, how easy their life seems to those looking in, those from the outside. Why is hope so important in life? Why should we as humans hope at all? Because when we get down to it, we understand that hope doesn't come with any promise of certainty. No. Well, yes, it's futile to imagine that once we bear hope, it will spring to life for sure, like magic. So within the core of hope lies a strong belief. It sees possibilities perhaps where none exist. It can propel us forward to move toward a better future for ourselves and the others around us. I mean, I have such high hopes for my children, for my loved ones, but they're mine. And I just own them. And so I'm here for them if their hopes are in alignment with my hopes for them. Well, let me rephrase that, because I'm always here for everyone, my children, my loved ones, my clients, even you listening. Because I don't have to be in it. I don't have to be in agreement, although I'm in support of the optimism that each one of us brings to our thoughts and our feelings, and that what it is that we want to birth and grow. So, how to nurture more hope in your life? Make the most of self-reflection. Recognize the change in yourself. Notice your baby steps. You can make a list of all of your successes, strengths, and all the resources that you have, both internally and externally. You can work on developing your coping skills. Humor, laughter. I am going to do a whole show on humor and laughter, and I'm really excited for that. Because I truly do believe that laughter is one of the greatest medicines. And it's definitely something that it's definitely a go-to for me when I'm stuck in my own mental process that's keeping me so, like I said, it's just keeping me stuck, getting me out of my own way, laughing at someone else or something else, not in a self-deprecating or in any mean way, just something funny. Something else that you can do for yourself is ask for help. That's how you can nurture hope. Get up and move. Also take a moment to relax. Write or write in your journal. Make art, listen to music, or create music. It's all about opening and allowing and getting unstuck. So nurturing more hope in your life, make a positive contribution. either with time or money. Those are the two biggest ones. Time could also be making the time to have a conversation with someone, obviously giving to a charity. These are all hope. Trust yourself. This is a big one. Have trust in yourself that you can do this, that you have hope for yourself. Because if you have hope for yourself, then those around you will have hope for you, will be optimistic for you, will support you in your enthusiasm. Here's another. Surround yourself with positive people. I can't tell you enough how that has absolutely helped me. I've talked about being appropriately scared shitless. And then out of that is actually where hope comes from for me. I can now hope that I can use my fear, which is a false emotion appearing real, or false evidence appearing real, because it's just my own feelings, and trusting in myself that I can move through them. I'm allowing myself, my thoughts and my feelings, so I can show up ultimately and always as a better version of myself, because I always have the present moment and I have control over change in the present moment. See, receiving a breath allowed me a moment to regroup, so I can now focus on all the things that will empower me with regards to hope. Surrounding myself with positive people, focusing on looking for the evidence of the positivity, of the hope, and how the hope will spring me forward, of the hope that I actually have all that I need. I can hope that I have all that I need because I don't always believe in the moment that I do. So hope allows me to be optimistic that I have everything that I need. So I can birth and then grow and allow myself and everyone around me the same opportunity for themselves. The hope that they will move through wherever they are, if it's pulling them down or if it's not allowing them to see the truth of who they are. Because if we're at the top of the wave and you're stuck in either being excited or scared, or, oh my God, I lost the third one. Excited, scared, angry, frustration. If you're so there at the top of it, then you can't see hope. You have no hope. You're so caught up in something that's actually doesn't really even exist. You just must ride the wave, ride the wave. So we're going to take a break in a moment. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how to maintain hope. So thank you so much for listening to this segment of the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols. And we've been talking about hope and optimism and all that goes with it. See you back in a moment.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you so much. I was just doing some of my chair dancing, which just makes me giddy. And so it's just allowing me to just be optimistic and have hope, because sometimes it's really hard to maintain hope, to even have hope, because let's be real, there's a lot of shitty things going on in the world right now. And we've all are experiencing it directly and then just experiencing it because we keep hearing about it. And I'm just going to breathe. Because if you're having a hard time finding hope, here are some things that you can keep in mind. First and foremost is, what are you hopeful for? I know I've been talking about what I'm hopeful for. What are you hopeful for? Do you want to be the change? Do you want more? Do you want less? You can fill in both of those blanks. What are you hopeful for? And here's what I'm going to say is one of the most important things to keep in mind. Remind yourself that this isn't forever. Wherever you are in the present moment will not last forever, because there is always change. Hope is change. Hoping that there will be a change is change. As I mentioned before, control what you can. So what's in your hands and what's not in your hands. So prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Think of all the things that could go wrong, and then know that there will be something that you never even thought of. However, you can hope in that moment that you have exactly what you need in order to fix that problem. So hope. And know, be optimistic that you have what you need. Looking ahead to post-pandemic times, this is a way for you to keep hope, knowing that this too will end. And with each and every day, we're taking a step more and more out of this energy, for lack of a better word, that we've all been experiencing. So that's also why I wanted to talk about hope today, because I always had hope that things would get better. I always had hope that there would be a slowdown, that there would be less taxing or less taxation on our healthcare workers. I always had hope that everyone I love would not get COVID. I had hope. And I had hope for others too. I was always optimistic that even in the moment when it seemed the darkest and it was the hardest for us as humans, I was still hopeful that we would come out of this with ease. So reminding yourself that nothing lasts forever, which is great. And here's something else to keep in mind, that I always schedule it in my schedule. Make time for fun. Lighten up. Don't take everything so seriously and personally. You have all that you need within yourself and your own optimism and hope. So, some last thoughts on hope. For me, I'm going to quote some people because I love this one. Hope is a mixed bag of aspiration, desire, expectation, optimism, trust, and belief. Hope allows us to imagine even slim possibilities. Hope embraces the future as unwritten, and only retrospectively can a hope be seen as a pipe dream, vain hope, or false hope. So in dire situations, we can hope beyond hope, hope against hope, and see a glimmer of hope. This is from a quote from the artist Paul Duran, and he actually had an exhibition called Permission to Hope in 2020. And of course, Barack Obama, from his July 2004 Democratic National Convention speech, in which he said, "Hope in the face of difficulty, hope in the face of uncertainty, the audacity of hope. How dare we have hope?" I am so full of hope, and I am so excited and so optimistic to talk about next week in what we are planting. I have such high hopes for all of you, and me included, that I think words are failing me. I am just so excited to continue on this march of spring, and so excited that today is the first day of spring. Happy spring equinox. I'm wearing the flowers. Thank you so much for listening to today's show and being hopeful and optimistic with me for the past hour. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And just be yourself. You might as well. Everyone else is taken. Oscar Wilde, thank you so much for that. And so I just want to leave you with knowing that you can always have hope. Always be present in the moment. Take care. See you all next week.
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.